For the untouchable, true school sports. Let's go, baby. Bow!
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah. The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so we're going to go ahead and talk about Russian welterweight Vadim Musaev, the number 13 IBF ranked Vadim Musaev. Really interesting fighter, and a fighter that, unlike Vadim Tukov, because that was a struggle. I got a little bit more familiarity with Vadim Musaev. I met Vadim Musaev in 2022 when I was at Warriors Boxing Gym. He had a stint earlier on in his career when he was being trained by Timur Ibragimov, the former heavyweight in 1996 U.S. Olympian for Uzbekistan. He was being trained by Timur Ibragimov, and so I had a chance to get a up close and person look at what kind of fighter Vadim Musaev is, and man. You talk about heavy hands, that dude has some of the heaviest hands I've ever seen in the gym. Very strong, but also elite boxing skills. Elite timing. This is a guy that won or was awarded the 2021 silver medalist in the AIBA World Championships when he competed as a junior middleweight. He's got very good timing, and because he has heavy hands, he has knockout power. I think stylistically as a fighter, he has, like I said, he's very well schooled. He's got great hand positioning, and he keeps that straight left tucked very close to his chin, and it comes out very educated and straight, right off of his chin. Like Chris Algieri says, there's no fat on the punches. It gets from point A to point B pretty quickly, and when it lands, it makes an impact. Now let's talk about Vadim Musaev as far as what could be next for him, because like I said, he's 13 in the IBF. Nobody knows who he is except probably me and a couple other boxing degenerates. Odds are, if you're watching this video, you probably never heard of Vadim Musaev, or if you're watching this video, it might be the future, and maybe he's gotten a fight against a big name. But I'm really intrigued to see who could he fight in the top 15, because everything says that people aren't gonna run to fight this guy because he doesn't got a big name. He don't speak English. He's never fought in America, and he's actually pretty good. Because when people start researching what he did in the amateurs and they see some tape, they're gonna say, "Hey, this guy's pretty good." To be honest with you, I'll put it to you like this: I know there's a world title fight happening soon in this division between Paddy Donovan and Lewis Crocker. I think Vadim Musaev could be both those guys right now. He's not young. He's like 32 years old, so he's actually got to fight, got to get to it. I think he could beat those guys right now, but he's not. Those guys aren't going to fight him right now. He's one of them guys where he's going to have to. He's like Otabek Komatov, like any of these other Russians or Uzbeks or Central Asians. Like, these guys are going to have to work themselves into the mandatory position, right? And then have a promoter that's strong enough to get them the title shot at a in a good timetable, because sometimes when you become the mandatory, you don't just get the title shot right away. You play the waiting game. Exemptions are filed. If you're any good, exemptions are filed. So it's all a game. But Vadim is good. Vadim can move, which is what I like about him. A lot of times these big, strong Eastern Bloc fighters, they get the reputation for being stiff and not having the ability to move. But no, Vadim Musaev can move, he can punch, he can box, he can counterpunch. He can do a lot in that ring. And so that makes him dangerous. When you factor in the physical strength, the timing, the experience, the power, this makes him a very, very dangerous proposition for anybody in the division. Right now, when you go and you just survey his resume, I'll be honest with you, I don't really know anybody he's really fought except for his last fight, which was against Jose Miguel Borrego. Now, Borrego is no world beater, but what Borrego is is a good, solid, competent, professional fighter. He's a guy that's had 27 fights, tough Mexican southpaw, never been stopped. Jose Miguel Borrego, you know, he fought Pistol Pete Dobson, lost to him. He's fought Cameron Creel, Juan Heraldez, and a whole host of guys, right? He just never really proved to be on that world level or close to it, but durable, competent, and always comes to fight. And Vadim beat him recently out there in I think it was Turkey or wherever they had the IBA at. He beat him out there, so that's a good stepping stone in the right direction. But he needs to get a fight that's with a recognizable name, because right now he's 13 in the IBF. He's 28 on BoxRec. So if we look at BoxRec, some of the guys ranked in and around Vadim Musaev, I like some of these fights because he's 28, right? And then you got David Avanesyan, who's 31, right? Which I think would be a great fight for him. Avanesyan is a known name. He's fought Boots. He's fought Crawford. He's even fought Shane Mosley. He's fought Lamar Peterson. So you beat him, that puts you on a certain level, right? That fight makes sense for him. You know, you got Julian Hammerhand Rodriguez, who just upset Avius Griffin. I think that'd be a great fight. You beat him, you know, Rodriguez is very much trending upwards. You beat him, that puts you in a good position. Tiger Johnson, undefeated fighter, top-ranked prospect. I don't think the top-ranked matchmakers will do that fight because that's a horrible fight for Tiger right now in his career. But, you know, that'd be a good one. Yeah, and there's plenty of guys. I would like to see him fight Avanesyan and or Imantas Stanionis. I think Musaev could beat Imantas Stanionis right now because Stanionis, they're both kind of big, strong, compact guys, but Stanionis can't really move. Well, I think Vadim would have an advantage over a guy like Stanionis is that he could actually move and counter punch and do those kind of things, and he could sit there and fight with him. So either way, he would have an answer. But yeah, there are some fights there for him, and he's probably one win away against a guy like an Avanesyan or even an Ecal Esman or even like a Romain Villa. Romain Villa is 43. Villa, if he could beat a Villa or a Kavaluskis, even a Me Machine or an Avanesyan, he beat one of those kind of guys, then boom, I think he now gets into the consciousness of more boxing fans. But definitely a big fan of his, and I was always high on what I saw with him years ago at Warriors. Two things I forgot to mention is that in the amateurs, he does have a win over current 154-pound prospect in Indian boxing golden boy Nishat Dev, who a lot of people are high on. Vadim Musaev beat Nishat Dev in the amateurs by majority decision. Obviously, he was older than Nishat Dev. A lot of these Russians, they stay in the amateurs for too long. He was a grown-ass man when he fought Nishat Dev, so he did have that advantage. But he did beat him, so that does at least show a little something. And then what I'll say is this. So he no longer trains with Timur Ibragimov. What I've learned is that he left Timur Ibragimov and he went back to his original coach in Russia, who I know nothing about, and there's not a whole lot of information out there about him. But he went back to his original amateur coach, Zubair. I can't even say his name. Zubair Deshafarov or something. I can't even read my own handwriting. But so he's back with his original coach. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but that's who he's with now. So he's now with Timur Ibragimov. He's not training in South Florida no more. He's in Russia. But either way, Vadim Musaev, look, there's guys that can fight and there's guys that can't fight. This guy can fight, so watch out for him. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. Like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dang It. So until next time, take care. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this, make sure you guys stay tuned and subscribe. You won't be disappointed.